Hello and welcome to the Park Hall Hotel near Chorley in Lancashire, where tonight a new Embassy World Pool Champion will be crowned. This is what they're playing for, a magnificent World Championship trophy and a winner's cheque of £5,000. Now this has beyond doubt been one of the most exciting, tense championships on record. Match after match has been breathtakingly close. It's been about ability, but it's been very much about nerve as well. And there's no question that tonight's match will be a tight, tense one as well. More than 100 players from 20 nations set out in pursuit of this title. Just 2 remain, and they're both England teammates. Now, dazzling Daz Ward has certainly earned his place in this final. En route, he had to beat the world champion and then put out the UK number 2. And when it comes to nerve, well, there's no question at all that Jason Twist has proved his on more than one occasion. Both his quarter-final and semi-final went right to the wire. Both times he shrugged off the pressure and came through to stand on the threshold of fulfilling his own personal dream. So it's Daz Ward against Jason Twist for the world title. Here's our MC, Alan Hughes.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, first the young man coming into our final on the crest of a wave, having just captured the Embassy Professional Masters title and quarter-final and semi-final wins over Rob McKenna and Lee Kendall have given him a real boost to capture his first world crown. Seeded the 8th best player in the world, will you welcome please onto centre stage this very talented young man from Sheffield, dazzling Daz Ward. Ladies and gentlemen, his opponent, the world number 7 and an England international and former Brunswick Masters champion who has a tremendous world championship so far, and his semi-final win over Terry Hunt went to a nail-biting last frame. Appearing in his first major final, no one can deny this likeable young Devonian the chance to become Embassy World Champion. Ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome please the Tornado himself, Jason Twist. Now, ladies and gentlemen, will you welcome, please, the man in charge of this final, international referee, Marshall Mortar.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. First frame, Daz Ward to break.
So dazzling Daz Ward breaks off in the finals of the 1995 Embassy World Pool Champion. The man from Sheffield in his first World Championship final. All the hours of practice, all the hours of preparation, not just in this event, but throughout his career, have all been honed for this moment. And that's a terrific shot. He's just freed another one of his reds. Having achieved a ball off the break, it was an open table, and now with that ball that he potted, the color has been nominated. It's been all about nerve and how to play good pool under the extremest of pressure. But it's also been about stamina in this tournament. Virtually every match down to a nail-biting conclusion. And these are the two that have survived them. Jason Twist, born in Sutton Coldfield, now living down in Devon. I'm very fortunate again to be joined by my co-commentator, man that's been with me previously. The Irish captain knows these players both very well, Tony Holgate. And Tony, I'm not sure that Jason's going to get a look in here.
This is a tremendous start from Daz Ward. To go straight out the first frame of a world final, break the balls open and clear up, should he get his black. What a start.
And there's the best way possible to settle the early nerves. A tremendous break and clearance from Daz Ward. Doesn't get any better than that. And he takes a 1-0 lead over Jason Twist. And there's always a tremendous amount of pressure when it's frame ball. And that's just what these blacks are. And Daz Ward lived up to the calling there. He knew it was in as soon as he hit it. Tremendous pot and a great first frame. First player to reach 11 frames. They will be crowned the 95 Embassy Whirlpool champion.
Trailing 1 frame to 0.
Jason Twist breaking off here. Quite important, Tony, for a good reply, and he's fluked a ball.
Yellow ball potted.
Yes, Jim, as I was saying earlier in the tournament, it's a very important shot to break. To make a ball with your first shot. Go straight to the table, try and clear the balls. Jason will want to stamp his authority on the match very early, especially after the form that Daz Ward's showing.
Narrowly misses that one.
Yellow balls to play.
He knows his opponent is a fine nick. Mistakes like that he can ill afford. Daz Ward makes his home in Sheffield. That's where he practices.
Tell you what, Jim, the atmosphere out there is just electric. I've never known a world final for atmosphere like this. I'd give my right arm to be out there playing now, I can tell you, Jim.
Yeah, Tony, but you knew how badly I needed you in here. And priorities must be priorities. But the two men on center stage, certainly there by right. A tremendous semi-final. Daz Ward produced in defeating the UK number 2 Lee Kendall 10 frames to 7.
I was speaking to Daz Ward's father earlier, Jim, and he's a nervous wreck, I can tell you. He actually said to me, should Daz win the title, he thinks he's going to break down.
And that's a tremendous shot from Daz again. He's cleared the red in potting that yellow and freed the corner pocket for the other yellow. Tremendous confidence he's showing.
Seconds remaining.
If he can get this yellow into the center, Tony, he's going to be in good shape to take the other yellow to the opposite middle. And you can't come any closer than that.
He's got a bit of security there, Jim, with the yellow ball covering the centre pocket. No easy finish for Jason here anyway.
And the 27-year-old Jason Twist gave us an epic semifinal. A 10-9 wire-to-wire race against Terry Hunt. Everybody was on the edge of their seats.
30 seconds remaining.
Bit of tactics being employed there by Jason, blocking one of Daz Ward's yellows to the corner pocket.
Yeah, I think Jason made the right decision there. There was no easy out on the reds. I think what he's trying to do, block off one of Daz's yellows and then try and knock his awkward reds out into the open. Well, it looks as though Daz is going for it. He's going to try and cut the yellow into the middle pocket and free the awkward yellow. Has to be a little bit fortunate to land on it though.
Good effort by Daz Ward. With a little bit of luck, Tony, he could well have finished on this yellow. But now as it is, gonna have to pull a rabbit out of the hat.
30 seconds remaining.
He's played that rather quickly. I think he's running out of time there, Jim. Couldn't make up his mind where to play the yellow. And he's left Jason with a great chance to level the match.
And these are just the sort of opportunities that Jason Twist was pouncing on throughout this tournament. He's probably shown some of the most consistent form of his life. You don't get to World Finals with anything less. And you can see there, he hasn't quite come far enough. Needed to bump that black down just a bit further. But he's got the luxury of knowing that Daz Ward's yellow is at the top end of the table as we see it. Very easy to play safe.
Yeah, and that's just what he's done, Jim. I'm not sure if he's completely snookered Daz though. But it's definitely no easy shot for Daz Ward here.
Total snooker.
wasn't a long ways out, but I wonder if Daz will take this fine clip into the top right-hand corner.
To be honest, Jim, I think he might play the double. Length of the table, in the hope that if he doesn't pot the yellow, it might cover one of the pockets at the bottom.
Well, I don't think he wanted that to go in. Probably would have been better for him had it sat over the pocket.
Still, I think he'll settle for a shot at the black to take a 2-0 lead.
Foul. 2 visits.
Well, that one must surely spell the end of this frame for Daz Ward. With that foul, Jason Twist now in with 2 opportunities. Just to explain that rule in a little bit more detail, when a player fouls other than the break, the incoming player has 2 visits. In other words, a missing hand. But Jason isn't going to need it on this instance, and he's leveled this match 1 frame apiece in this best of 21 World Championship final.
Jason Twist to break, trailing 5 frames to 4.
And that's not going to help his cause. White ball in off.
1 visit.
But it's only 1 visit.
Open
That's
time.
the only time off the break. But it's not a 2-visit foul. Possibly a young future world champion in the making. You should be taking notes here.
Daz has got to take the reds here, surely. It's the best chance of going out.
30 seconds remaining.
Just 1 awkward ball down at the bottom left-hand side of the table. As you can see, there's a yellow ball sandwiched between 2 reds. All he has to do is get onto the bottom red.
Red ball's in play.
Just flick the yellow away, and he opens the game up. Chance to take a 2-frame lead.
Yellow balls to play.
I think he tried to play a security shot there. Should the red have gone into the top left-hand corner, he would have gone game. But if it had missed, it would have covered the pocket for the black. But he's really underhit that, and he'll be disappointed with that shot. Giving Jason half a chance here, but he wants to move that yellow off the left-hand rail as soon as possible.
Trying to develop that awkward yellow. They've volleyed the last 6 frames back and forth. Neither one of them taking 2 in a row.
As they keep going backwards and forwards, just 1 frame in front, back to level, 1 frame in front, back to level. Gradually the pressure is going to get greater and greater as you get nearer the finishing line. So in the later frames to come, that's when they're really going to be feeling it. Who knows, you could just be playing 1 frame, and 1 frame only for a world title.
Well, certainly Jason Twist, no stranger to that scenario. His semifinal against Terry Hunt, a 1-frame nail-biting finish, and in fact, his quarterfinal That too. A one-frame nail-biting finish over Stacy Vine. Proven he can handle the pressure, and certainly he's shown that it's been a character-building experience for him. And the Dazzler,
30 seconds remaining.
he's been in fine form too. Nothing quite so close as that though.
Foul. 2 visits.
Well, that's heartbreaking. He was just starting to flow, and that was a gross miscalculation. Last thing he wanted to do, knock his opponent's ball in there. That foul means Daz Ward has 2 visits, and he's got to be good value now for a 6-4 lead.
Yeah, it could be the 2-cushion lead that I was talking about earlier, Jim. We could see a change in Jason's play should Daz clear up from here.
And lest we forget, Daz Ward accounted for last year's world champion, Rob McKenna. Terrific match that was, very high standard, and he's carried it right through here to the final. He's not going to need his second visit. Daz Ward is going to go 2 frames in front. He now leads Jason Twist by 6 frames to 4 in this best of 21 Embassy World Pool Final. But certainly the foul that Jason Twist committed, that's the one that again turned the tables over to Daz Ward. Bad shot, and he was made to pay for it very heavily again. It cost him the frame.
12th frame. Jason Twist to break, trailing 6 frames to 5.
And this men's final is over a best
Open
of
table.
21 frames. First player to get to 11. 6-5 to Daz Ward, and he's in with an open table. Good spread of the balls by Jason Twist, but no color found its way to a pocket.
Thirty seconds remaining.
And again, our 30-second warning. Just to remind our viewers, each player has
Yellow
1
balls in
minute
play.
to play a shot. Otherwise, they'll be called with a foul. And those are the gentlemen that'll be doing that. Mike Reagan, the timer there on the right.
Red balls to play.
Well, we've just gone over the halfway stage now in the match, Jim, and I think we're going to see some tense moments now. Maybe a bit of nerves creeping into both players. Both of them not far from home. Be interesting to see how the match develops from here on in.
Jason's got a couple awkwardly placed reds, though. The one on the right-hand side of the table nearest the cushion. And certainly the one at the bottom of our screen. But he's such a good potter. If he can get on them real nicely, he's shown us what he's capable of.
He's going to have to pull out a couple of big pots here, Jim, to win this frame. won't want to hit this too hard because he knows if he misses it, he will cover the bottom right-hand corner pocket. There you see he has played that too hard. He's left the pocket open for Daz. Just feel he should have just maybe rolled that ball down the cushion. Maybe a bit of a silly shot there from Jason. Bit of a rush of blood.
Yes, that's well what Jason Twist could have done had he taken your advice, Tony. And you know these two players have played themselves before.
Yes, on one of the UK Tour events. I believe it was a quarter-final. Not very long ago, in fact. First to 5 match it was. The match stood at 4 each. Jason Twist, long black into the corner pocket to win the match. Missed it. So I wonder if that may be going through his head.
Always nice to have one up on your opponent. Very good friends and English teammates.
He didn't want to pot that ball, Jim. He wanted to cover the pocket, give himself a chance to develop the red that's stuck to the bottom rail. Now he's going to have to pull out a showstopper here, Jim.
Well, 30
Well,
seconds remaining.
I certainly can't see what Jason can do that'll benefit him. Looks like he tried the 2 in the side. Adventurous, to say the least. And he would certainly like to have kept that out in the middle of the table.
I was speaking to Daz's mum at the interval. I said, you must be pleased he's got a 2-frame cushion. And she said, well, I'd like him to get a couple more. I'm feeling a bit nervous.
Yeah, 5 more to be exact. It looks like he's played this as though he's going to roll this yellow down to the one that's over the corner pocket. And there they are, Mr. and Mrs. Ward, completely engrossed here in their son's achievement. And if he wins this, I understand they're going to be getting some new furniture.
That's right, Jim. Daz's mum also said to me, if Daz should win the tournament, he'd be buying me a new 3-piece suite.
Won't be buying any new furniture if he keeps missing balls like that. He's having a good look at his tip. Certainly a miss hit.
Thirty seconds remaining.
Great shot. Jason developing the other red. If he can get this, and there's a pocket for the black, he could steal this one. This is going to take a shot. Terrific black. These players play with such unerring accuracy. On this occasion, Jason Twist shows us what it's all about. He levels this match at 6 frames apiece in this men's final. And now Daz is just 2 frames away
17th
from
frame,
the biggest
Daz
title
break,
in the world.
leading 9 frames to 7.
And he's in a hurry to get there, Tony.
Open table.
I've just noticed Daz has opened his break up again now. He's gone the 2 frames in front. Nothing in though. Chance for Jason to pull one back. And this is the time he does need to pull one back. He cannot afford to lose the next frame. If he loses the next frame, he has to win 4 in a row to win the title. And that is a mountain to climb.
Red ball's in play.
And
Yellow ball's in
quickly
play.
trying to establish a superior position with the balls. Would have been an easy pot, but obviously didn't see the value in taking it on.
Daz is playing ever so cool now, Jim. Really taking the match by the scruff of the neck. Controlling everything on the table now.
Thirty seconds remaining.
Are we going to see another real good tactical battle here? Certainly a frame for the real purists.
Just notice that last pot of Jason's there, his arm's starting to go a little bit. Just swung away from it a little bit, nearly missed the pot. The pressure's really beginning to tell now on Jason Twist's face. That's one of the greatest shots I've ever seen under pressure. That's an absolutely massive pot. That one should lift his heart.
Has he come far enough to leave the red? Doesn't look like it from our overhead picture. And he's done so well to get into position to make what probably would have been one of the best clearances we've seen in this tournament.
Thirty seconds remaining.
Tremendous shot.
I think Jason's just doing this for the crowd, Jim. I mean, he was very careless on his last shot. Maybe he did it on purpose just so he could play the red off the yellow into the middle.
Okay, sure, Tony. But this is a performance worthy of a champion. Tremendous shot. And what a clearance that was. I'm sure everyone here that understands the game of 8-ball pool can appreciate the difficulty there. 9-8 Daz Ward leads in the best of 21 Embassy World Pool Final. And it was his second last color, the red into the middle. Probably the shot of the tournament thus far. Had to play it in off the yellow. Knew if he missed, he was dead.
19th frame, Daz Ward to break, leading 10 frames to 8.
25 years of age.
Open table.
And he's looking for what would be the biggest title in his life. One step away. —
Red ball's in play.
Great shot from Jason Twist there. Developing the awkward ball and still staying at the table.
This is mountain time now for Jason. He needs every one of these frames that's left. 3 in a row he must take from Daz Ward to win the title. He's not played a good shot there either. Just wondering if Jason might do something rash now. Really under the cosh.
Foul.
And there you see he's given Daz Ward 2 shots. Well, this is it now for Daz Ward.
9 yellows.
He has 2 shots and a chance to take the championship.
Second visit.
Not all that bad. He's left a plant on. I still feel he's going to go for it, Tony.
Yeah, without a doubt, Jimmy's got to go for this now. You can see the finishing line in front of him. Doesn't want to give Jason any more chances, wants to bury him now. This is a big moment now for Daz, with the title in sight.
30 seconds remaining.
I know for a fact the arm will be shaking now. Doesn't matter what tournament you're playing in, if you can see the finishing line to win a title, the arm starts to shake. So it's going to be shaking doubly as much now.
Always the most difficult to win, the last one. But I didn't expect him to relinquish his turn quite so soon. The ball's looked on.
Thirty seconds remaining.
That to me, Jim, was a nothing shot. Don't know what's going through Jason's mind now. Really feeling it. Giving Daz a great chance now to win the title. I'm sure Daz will go for these.
His fiancée with the glasses on, his mother and his father are hoping that your words will be prophetic and that when he does decide to go, in fact, he will make a good decision.
I don't know why Daz is stalling. He should have gone for these 2 shots ago. And I just feel maybe now it's getting it lots of pressure inside his head. Doesn't want to make a mistake. But in doing so, he's giving Jason more shots at the table. Don't want to be doing it at this stage in the match.
Very true, Tony. The lie of his balls are always going to be the same. And he's just given Jason Twist the opportunity to develop another awkward red.
Just feel that Jason's got nothing to lose now. He knows he needs every one of these frames. He knows he's got a bad ball. He's going to go for this.
And that was the last awkward red. So Daz's position exactly the same as it was a few shots ago. And now he's under a lot more pressure because Jason twists reds in prime position.
I think I know what Daz is worried about. He's worried about the yellow at the top left-hand side of the table. So what I think you'll see Daz do here is pot the yellow into the middle pocket and not go for it. He's going to cover the
30
right-hand
seconds
corner
remaining.
where the red is. As you said, Jim, he's in the same position he was a couple of shots ago. So there's no more reason to go for it now than he did have before.
Where's the white? Daz's heart was in his throat. And just have a look at them. See a few gray hairs appearing there. That was the one he wanted. His intentions clear, and look at the look on his face. Dare I say it, Tony? I think it's all over. And I think we're going to see a new world champion, and I think he's going to be coming from Sheffield. It's in, and it's over. The 25-year-old from Sheffield has done it. Daz Ward, dazzling Daz Ward, is the 1995 Embassy Whirlpool champion. And look at his mom and dad. They're in tears. They can't believe it. His fiance, his mate Terry Hunt. What a sight and what a moment for that man.
Daz Ward, ladies and gentlemen, the new champion.
This final features two ladies who are undoubtedly the finest ever to grace the game of 8-ball. Linda Leadbitter is bidding for her third successive World Championship. She's a wife and a mum. She's looked virtually invincible during this championship so far, winning all 6 of her round-robin matches and then storming through the quarterfinals and semi-finals. Her opponent is her old adversary, Sue Thompson, who's looked equally impressive in reaching this stage. Now, this is a repeat of the final of 1994. On that occasion, Linda Leadbitter came out on top. Will history repeat itself this time round, or will revenge be sweet indeed for Sue Thompson?
Great pot, that one from Sue Thompson. And she's going to take the opening frame here. So she opens accounts in this best of 13 ladies Embassy Whirlpool final here. 1-0. She leads the defending champion.
Sue Thompson to break, 1 frame all.
Good strong break.
Red ball potted.
And now what she has to try and do, and surely she knows it, she's got to try and force the issue. Stay away from the tactical game if she possibly can. She's such a fluent potter. She's got to make sure to put her best foot forward.
Red ball's in play.
And with the open table,
30 seconds remaining.
red balls will be in play.
Yellow ball's to play.
And she's probably took the right suit there as well, Jim. She made a red on the break. She's rolled it along the bottom cushion there, and the pockets have been playing a little bit tight. Had it have gone, I'm sure we would have seen her have a go at game. But the fact that it's rattled and stayed in the pocket is a very good move. Linda has to be a little careful here, because if she does leave her another easy chance, the balls are sitting very well for her. Good shot needed here. And to be quite honest, that really isn't a good enough shot. She's left Sue the red into the centre pocket, and all the other reds are at her mercy. So we could be seeing a finish attempt now from Susan Thompson. It's unusual to see Sue taking so long between her shots, because she is actually the ladies' world record speed pool holder. And we're used to seeing her run round the table, potting the balls, but she is taking her time here. She probably feels that to beat Linda, she has got to do that. She's under that little bit of pressure all the time. And an uncharacteristic miss as well there, Jim, from Sue.
Well, even though Sue gets to the table, probably noticeable that Linda dictates the pace and is really slowing her down, bogging down the style of play. And that's got to be frustrating for a girl that is so used to being to get up and let that cue arm go, attacking the balls.
She had limited options with the last shot. She just played to put the ball in front. But all Sue's going to do is knock it back out, back to square one. Linda's got to find yet another containing shot here, with the 5 reds being well placed.
Eight countries represented in this ladies' world championship here. And much as it has been
30
in the
seconds
past,
remaining.
virtually dominated by England.
Now if we was playing the normal English rules, this would be an excellent shot coming up. She's going to touch the rail, make sure she gets the snooker. Sue isn't really in any trouble at all. If she doesn't like this situation, all she has to do is touch the cue ball and leave it exactly where it is. And I'm sure that's what we'll see her do.
Foul. 2 visits.
So it's back to Linda now to have to find some way of stopping Sue running these balls out. She's got 2 visits this time in which to have a go. Now also, although Sue has touched the ball, she has actually left her seeing the opposite yellow. So we may see Linda have a go at a pot here and try and keep her 2 visits. And there we go. And that's a great shot. Now she's keeping her 2 visits, but she's got 3 very awkward balls. So we may see her bring some of them into play in the same shot. What she's actually doing is she's trying to cover the opposite
Second
pocket
visit.
there. Hasn't quite done it. The red will still pass. And as we can see, the red there will go past the yellow into the corner pocket. So that means that Linda's still got to think of another good shot here if she's going to stop Sue.
30 seconds remaining.
She's hesitating on this shot for the simple reason is she can't see a good enough shot that she can play here. And that's quite a good one. Put in the red, the yellow in front of the red. Now she can pot this red over the pocket and try and move it. And usually that is what we'd see Sue do, but I'm not sure if she will here because she is in a very good position.
Certainly, Keith, the fact that she's left-handed makes it easier to refuse that option. Had she been right-handed, who knows? But a good pot. It's all level pegging here so far. This race to 7 is knotted up at 1 frame apiece. And look at this. Really open things up now. Big opportunity for Sue Thompson.
Well, she didn't want to fluke the second red. It would have been better if it had just stopped near the pocket. And with the last red being up near the black, and it will only go in the top, and she's hampered by the yellow here. So she's got to play a good positional shot to get on the last red. And that looks pretty good. Big red now for Sue. Top right hand pocket. Just stun for the black. And there we go.
Terrific long red. And the simple black to follow. And Sue Thompson reinstalls her lead here. 2-1 over Linda Leadbitter. And has it all to play for. Linda Leadbitter breaks off. She's trailing 3-2, but she couldn't have asked for a better break off.
Yellow ball spotted.
Ball's potted and open table, so she's got a chance to exercise control here. Here, Keith, obviously choice of colors.
Yellow balls in play.
6 of each, and she's
30
electing the
seconds
yellows. Do you concur?
You're trying to put me in the hot seat again, aren't you? Well, what she's looking for, obviously,
Red
is
balls to play.
the suit that suits her best will be the suit where she can get into a tactical advantage. And straight away, nominating the yellows, she's automatically on them, having pocketed one off the break. And she's quickly covered the bottom left-hand pocket as we look.
Thirty seconds remaining.
Foul. 2 visits.
And that's quite a good shot from Sue. Elected to pop the yellow ball over the pocket, making the reds probably slightly favourite at the moment. Having said that though, she has given Linda 2 visits to the table, but doesn't have appeared to left her an easy pot. And what she's tried to do
Second
there is
visit.
develop both of the bad yellows in the one shot, but I'm afraid all she's succeeded in doing is bringing the one bad red into play. Important shot coming up here, I think, Jim, because all the reds are very well open again. Very, very important shot for Linda coming up now.
Yes, once again, Keith, she's had to make her bed. And now she's forced to attack.
Yeah, she's played it in a good way though, hasn't she? She's immediately gone onto the one bad ball she's got. And they're very positive shot, Jim. Usually we see Linda roll them over the pocket, but this time stunned it down the rail. Perfect position on the other yellow into the right and bottom pocket as we look. Now, is she perfect on these yellows? She looks like she is
We've talked about Sue Thompson's potting, but believe you me, the girl at the table didn't win 2 world titles, not being able to knock a few balls in herself. Now yellow and black will be potted in the same pocket. And again, Linda Leadbitter will have drawn level. The black goes in, and it's 3 frames apiece in this best of 7 Embassy World Ladies Final.
Ladies and gentlemen, 10th frame, Linda Leadbitter to break, leading 6 frames to 3.
She was beaten 6-3 by Linda in last year's final, and that's the scoreline that presents itself at the moment.
Well, she's thrown herself into that break. Full of confidence now, 6-3 up. Sue's got to win all the remaining 4 frames if she's going to be the world champion. But let's be honest, at the end of the day, she has missed too many chances. She can't say she hasn't had her chances today, because she has.
Well, Linda got a ball off the break, so she
Yellow
could nominate
balls to play.
either color. And by playing the red, she has forced Sue Thompson to have to take the yellows.
Well, that shot didn't make the best of sense. What she was basically trying to do was kill a couple of the red balls in one shot. But to be quite honest, she hasn't. All she's done is developed them into such a way that as soon as Linda is ready, she can start potting the reds. But she does hold the tactical advantage at the bottom part of this table, so she won't be in a rush. She doesn't have to be in a rush.
30 seconds remaining.
Awkward queuing here. Well, to be honest, Jim, after looking how that shot's come out, we may just see her have a go.
Well, when you're 6-3 in front and on the verge of retaining the world crown, you might as well have a go. You've got a 3-game cushion. And a very pleased man, I'm sure, Linda's husband. A little bit of carelessness.
Good shot there from Sue. Moving the red balls onto the side rail and covering the pocket in the same shot. Having said that, it only followed a bad miss by Linda. The way she'd been potting, it was very unusual to see her miss a ball. Good try there from Linda, trying to cross double into the centre pocket. You can see she's full of confidence now by some of the shots she's actually picking. Before, she was quite happy to roll balls over pockets and play a tactical game. Now the game has completely changed, and now she's attacking. And she looks quietly composed.
30 seconds remaining.
That's what Sue's going to have to do, Keith. She's going to have to play herself back into this match. One thing about it, her style of play, she can rattle off frames in rapid fire succession. And that in itself can be a psychological weapon.
Well, in years gone by, Jim, when before Sue actually turned professional, when she played on the ladies circuit, this is exactly what she was doing. She was playing match play all the time, and these are the finishes she was taking out. And it was just disillusioning for the rest of the players. But yet again, a very, very bad miss from Sue. And just looking where the yellows finished and where the reds are, a couple of very clever shots now from Linda. I'm sure we'll see her just develop these reds into a possible position. Well, I'm not sure what that was there, Jim. I think it was an attempt into the middle. And that's the difference from how the game has changed, isn't it? Earlier in the match, we would have seen Linda clip off the red and take the white up, probably try and get a snooker behind the top two reds. But now she's just going for every shot she can because she's that confident. And there we go, she's just another very good chance. Now, because she's just missed that pot in the middle, what we'll see her do is she'll take a little bit more time in between the shots. I've played mixed doubles with this lady many times. And it's got to be one of the only times that the lady told me what to do, Jim.
And you listened.
And learnt. She's got the best temperament I've ever seen on a lady player. And that's no disrespect to Sue. She's the best out-and-out potter I've ever seen in the ladies' game. But this girl's got the best temperament I've ever seen in a lady player. And that's why she's the best player I've probably ever seen hold a cue in the ladies' game. I've known her since she was 14 years old. Saw her at a tournament in Northampton. And ever since that day, I said she would probably be the world champion one day. And here she is, Jim, about to make it 3 in a row.
This long red would open that door. Tremendous pot. Her third Embassy World title on this black. And she's done it. And a quick pirouette to shake the hand of Sue Thompson, the beaten finalist for the second straight year. Linda Leadbitter has won the 1995 Ladies Embassy World Championship, and a quick kiss from her husband. A big congratulations. 7-3, the victor over Sue Thompson. And again, welcome to the Park Hall Hotel here in Chorley for the 1995 Whirlpool Team Championship. It's Jason Twist from England versus Frederic Ballois from France. And fair to say that this is going to be experience that the English side possess against the youthful exuberance of the young French side. And speaking of experience, I've got a little sat beside me here, the captain of the Irish team, Tony Holgate. And Tony, I guess it's fair to say that this French side, albeit lacking in experience, a lot of talent.
Yes, Jim. The French team, I believe the average age is 21.5. So Vincent Fake was telling me, who's the French champion. I would say if I had to put my money on anyone, it would definitely be on the English team.
Obviously don't want to have a bet here, Tony. Well, the defending champions, England, not looking too good at the moment. The French, with the red balls in play. Nifty little shot there. He's cleared the path for that red nearest the yellow on the right-hand side of the table. So early confidence showing from Frédéric Ballois.
Seconds remaining.
And now Tony looks very much like France in as the early favorites in this opening frame. This is the red that he has to get.
That was a terrible shot there from Frédéric.
Yellow balls to
he
play.
had to make that pot. I now believe Jason Twist will take out the yellows. Go straight for the kill. 1-0 to England.
Well, it was a brave comment, Tony. Obviously, Jason Twist not feeling quite so adventurous at the moment. But he has covered that pocket for the red.
I think it may be just a little bit of early nerves there from Jason. He's the first player out. Nobody likes to go first. Usually, knowing Jason's game, he's a very, very attacking player. And normally we go straight for the finish.
Well, Jason's had a tremendous average throughout this World Team Championship. He's played 12 frames and he's won 9 of them. That's a 75% go. Good marks by anybody's standards.
That's not a very good shot there by the Frenchman. I think what Jason's going to do now is try and put the yellow ball over the corner pocket, blocking off the two reds. And then he's got Frédéric in a lot of trouble.
An awful lot of tactics. This game of 8-ball pool. You've got to have a good thinking head on your shoulders, because when these balls run awkward, that's what it's going to take to win.
I think in a minute we're going to see maybe a couple of deliberate fouls played by the Frenchman. Jason's now took command of both bottom corner pockets. Frédéric can't pot his reds at the bottom, so what Frédéric I think will do now is start potting Jason's yellows.
Good red, that one. But the table's really turned in this frame. And Frédéric missed that red that you alluded to earlier, Tony. That set the stage for Jason Twist, but even though the Frenchman only has one red remaining, he certainly isn't the favorite here.
To be honest, I think Jason Twist now, if he loses his frame, he'll be kicking himself, because there's no way back now for Frederick. Not now. Jason's got both corner pockets blocked. All the yellows are in the open. My money's on England to take a 1-0 lead. I think this time I'm going to be right.
Both those yellow balls begging over the corner pocket, adding to the woes of Frederick Ballois. And what's worse, fully snookered on the last remaining red.
Surely this time, I mean, Jason's got to go for the out. If he hangs about any longer, he's giving Frederick more and more chances to maybe steal the frame with a big shot. He could play a big double, but now he's definitely got to go for it.
He's really a very good potter, Jason Twist. And I think this larger surface, where they've gone to a 4x8 for the semifinals and the finals in this team championship, are going to favor him.
Well, Jason lives quite close to where I live, and originally he started off as a snooker player. He's had a break of 146, which is very good by anybody's standards. But in the end, he turned to pool, wasn't quite good enough to make it a snooker. And I think he's a valuable asset to England.
This last yellow and position on the black, the order of the day. England is off to the start that they wanted. They're the defending champions. England 1, France 0. It's the French captain, Eric Lacaze, breaking off, and he'll be facing England's Lee Kendall. Yellow ball down, so it's going to be an open table for Eric. Very important, I feel, to keep control and get a red or a yellow off the break. It certainly increases your options. Yellows appear to be favorite.
.30 seconds remaining.
Red's nominated.
Well, he's going against my better judgment, Tony, and when I said yellows, you nodded your head, so you must have felt that the yellows looked to be favorite. Certainly they were blocking the bottom left-hand corner, and they still are. So has he made a mistake?
I believe he has, Jim. I definitely think the yellows were a lot easier than reds. He's got a very awkward red down at the bottom left-hand side of the table here, Jim. All the yellows were wide open. I really can't understand it.
Well, time will tell. As I said earlier, Eric is France's team captain. And a team has to count on their captain when they need a frame.
Yellows to play.
think he might have left Lee Kendall a chance here. If the yellow goes in off the red into the corner pocket, you can safely say that this frame is all over as well.
Terrific shot from Lee Kendall, very awkwardly placed, bridging over the black. And he's been a solid performer throughout his career. He's done very well here for the English side as well. 12 frames played, he's won 7 of them. And he wants to make the Frenchman pay for what both you and I felt was choosing the wrong color.
I think he could have done with coming in maybe another inch further there to make the pot a little easier into the middle. I think he's got to take the one in the middle first. Probably going to go and prove me wrong now.
Well, he's certainly taking his time. Does appear to have a bigger pocket over the bottom left.
30 seconds remaining.
That red just nearest the corner looks to give it a little bit of a bumper. And now it looks to be clear sailing. Red to the right-hand center, or sorry, yellow to the right-hand center, then the yellow to the opposite middle. I can see no problems. And this all really stemming from a bad choice of colors from Eric. So it's Lee Kendall for England, now making that lead 8-1. 7 frames in front they are, and France with it all to do. It's going to be Mark Goodwin against Vincent Faquet.
Yellow ball potted.
Yellow ball down. It's going to be an open table for Mark.
Well, if I was the French captain now,
Well
Jim,
nominated.
I'll be upstairs packing my
Balls in
bags
play.
and starting ordering taxis.
Seconds remaining.
Well, certainly that's what the English team would like them to do, throw in the towel. But they're fighters. And that man in particular has a lot of experience at this level. Been playing the top European players for years. And he's not going to go down without a shout. That is, assuming he gets a chance.
Well, I honestly don't believe he will get another chance here, Jim. Nice easy yellow into the top corner. Just got a hole in good shape. And it'll be frame number 11.
A nervous, dejected team. Hasn't been their day. I'd like to go back to bed, get up on the other side, start it all over. Mark's record all even at 5 wins and 5 losses in this World Team Championship here. So he'll be looking to notch one up on the green side. There's a lot of pressure. This is a very prestigious event. The Embassy World Championships only come around once a year.
30 seconds remaining.
And there's no tomorrow.
That was a superb shot, Jim. But then again, they're nice and easy when your team's 10-1 up.
And if this black does indeed pass into the bottom left, and it looks like he's got better than half a pocket anyway, you can make that 10-11, Tony. And down it goes. England 11, France 1. Kevin's opposition, John C. Margantier. And he's the one that's breaking off for France.
Yellow ball potted. Yellow's nominated. Yellow ball's in play.
Early chance this, Tony?
Yeah, he's in good shape here on the yellows. Just roll this into the middle. If you can get on that yellow over the middle, he's well in now. Great chances for France. Seems to me like the last frame for England could be the hardest one to get.
Never touched aside. Gonna roll this into the opposite middle. It doesn't look like there's any obvious problems for John C. Margantier and France, looking like pulling yet another one back. And they're delighted about it. And the cheer goes up. They've won the last 3 frames on the trot, but they still trail England 13 frames to 4. Carl Bardois will give way to Lee Kendall, who'll be breaking off here. And a smile from Lee.
One visit only.
The French side, very boisterous. Very emotional side they are. They're going to pick up on any positive note they can. But Tony, you talked about earlier the fact that when you foul off the break, only one visit awarded to the opposition, whereas the foul during the
30
frame
seconds remaining.
awards 2.
Open table.
It's still an open table, so that's a bad miss.
Yes, Jim, it's a very tricky out he was going for there. So I don't think he'll be too bothered about it. He knew he only had one shot. So I think he'll be happy that he's not gone for it. Maybe let Lee have a go and maybe hang himself.
.30 seconds remaining.
Red ball's in play.
Well, Lee's played 13 frames in this championship, and he's won 8 of them. He's a talented performer. No stranger to the bright lights of world-class pool. The man from Stoke-on-Trent missed on that occasion. And they're all hoping that the comeback can continue.
Well, I personally would have took yellows to start with when I first went to the table. So I think Cole's, he's had a good result here. France seem to have a new lease of life in them now. Get another one back and who knows what could happen.
Foul, 2 visits.
Well, certainly we know what could happen now, and that is disaster for France. Tried to maneuver that difficult yellow into a position, and he's miscalculated. Now 2 visits to Lee Kendall, and that could spell the end. Red ball's in play, remember. Could this be the frame that has proved so elusive for England? The one that will see them through to the Embassy World Pool Team Championship Final. The way that he played that, looks as though he's looking at the plant here, Tony. And remember, he does have another visit in hand. So if he gets this, the writing could be on the wall.
Second visit.
I think you played that a bit too heavy, that last shot there. You only had to just roll it in. This is a crunch ball, this. That's the one he had to pot. It's all over now, I think, Jim.
Carl not wishing to take a chair. Must be very nervous and anxious. The exit in this team championship very much open for France right now. And it looks like Lee Kendall is going to seal their fate. In goes the black. And Lee Kendall has given England the victory that they so badly desired. 14-4, a very resounding victory over a very determined French side.
Alan to break. Red ball potted.
And welcome back to Chorley here for the World 8-Ball Pool Championships, the Embassy Championships. And it's Ireland versus Australia. The top player from Australia, Jack Halligan, versus Thomas Kinsella,
Yellow ball's nominated.
arguably one of Ireland's best. And yellow ball's in play. And this looks like a glorious opportunity for Ireland. Yellow's very nicely situated in these opening frames, pressure packed, and a tremendous amount of support for both sides. And just have a look at that. They brought the mascot along with them. That's Thomas Kinsella representing Ireland at the table. Just making sure in his mind how he wants to go about proceedings here. And I can tell you he has been a force to be reckoned with in these championships. He's played 24 frames and he's won 15 of them. A man heavily counted on from the Irish side. And there'll be no shortage of noise in this match either. Both the Irish side and Australians like to show their emotion, and they brought an awful lot of support with them as Ireland. Colors all matching the flags. And that looks to be perfect. So just the yellow and black required. I've got a man sat beside me, a very interested spectator in all this. He happens to be the England team manager, Alan Bartlett. Just this black required, Alan, for the Irish side to go 1-0 up.
A perfect start for the Irish, Jim. I felt that if they were going to do any good in this match, they've got to get off to a good start.
And a good start is just exactly what they did, completely shutting out Australia's #1, Jack Halligan. A dream start for Ireland, and you know they're going to want to continue. And now they'll be looking for Pat Furlong to carry on the tradition here. And he's going to be playing another seasoned veteran from the Australian side, Mick Delahunty.
We certainly won't miss Mick Delahunty if he doesn't make the final. He's won all 6 frames against us in the qualifiers, and he won all 3 frames against us last time he played. So he's won 9 out of 9 against England, so we certainly shan't miss him.
Well, 9 out of 9 against England and 18 out of 24 overall. And that translates to a 75% success rate.
I think the Australians are getting a shock because they really believed that these 8-foot tables were going to make the difference and that they would be far superior on them because that's what they play on back in Australia. But at the moment, it's not working out that way.
And that was a brilliant shot from Mick Delahunty.
I agree with you there, but once again, he's left himself on the edge of the knife. He's got to put these 2 and get up the table, and if he doesn't, the Irish are back in with the game again.
Well, if he elects to take this yellow, then, Alan, this is the key shot. If he can maintain position onto one of those loose yellows at the top end as we look.
He needs a little bit of luck to achieve that, and at the moment, the luck isn't going their way. I don't think that's any good. I think he's struggling to burst open the yellow. He can't come backwards. He's going to go up the table with this one. This ball must go.
Well, he looks like a veteran, and he's playing like a seasoned veteran.
Kiss of death, was that, Jim? Good ball.
Tremendous black. And Mick Delahanty, without a reply, takes Australia to their first frame, and just look at the emotion they're showing. He'll egg his team on. Australia knows that they will let one slip away yet again. 5-1 now. That's the deficit that they're facing.
I've played with Tony for 10 years in the Cornwall County side. And one frame pool is not his forte. He likes the longer matches. He's a big potter. But he has been absolutely superb this week.
Well, that's the man at the table breaking off. He was my co-commentator in the first semifinal, Tony Holgate. And you just know he's feeling terrific about the way things are going right now.
That's why they call him the Basher.
I was just about to say, Alan, they don't call him the Basher for no reason. Did he ever get into that break? I'm surprised those balls are all still in one piece.
Well, I don't think there'll be many left when he's finished. I think the red balls he'll take. He'll play the plant along the bottom, take out the red ball, the red into the centre. That'll leave him 2 balls at the top of the table.
Tony was really looking forward to this match.
He's a showman, Jim. The television is an ideal stage for Tony. The more people there are, the more it's worth. This man can be a star. And look at the face. Well, that's worked out perfect. He can pick the red off past the black, come back up for the red in the middle, drop down the bottom, and leave the black into the corner pocket.
He certainly appears to be a man on a mission.
Perfect. Even I would fancy getting these.
Now, will he be able to get that cue ball up closer to the black, or will he leave it long distance?
Middle table, I should think.
Tremendous pot, a break, and finish from the captain of the Irish team, Tony Holgate. And he is in 7th heaven right now. 7 frames played, and Ireland has won 6 of them.
The odds really are starting to favour the Irish to pull off this shock victory.
Now it's Ben Vito from Australia. But first to play, it's the Irish, Pat Furlong.
Very careless break shot there, Jim. In these rules, if you're going off on the break, you only get 1 visit. That's to encourage open play. But if you make the white ball jump off the table, you get 2 visits away against you. So Ben's got a super chance here to pull a one back for the Australians.
And still an open table.
Yes, he has. The first ball that he pots, that's the ball that he will be on.
Fine yellow balls.
So yellow balls are the chosen color. You'd have to be mildly surprised if the Beastmaster didn't go on to take this frame.
This is a surprise shot to me because the black's tied up.
Tried it.
I thought he may have kept that ball there. There may be a time when he gets all his balls trapped together and he can't see one past the other.
Second visit.
All of a sudden, he's struggling to make the clear up, and perhaps he should be thinking of looking to the next visit, but once again, he's carried on wading into this clear up.
And now that black ball even more ominously placed. He's just covered it with another red.
One thing in his favour is that the red ball on the side cushion for the Irishman is a difficult pot into the bottom corner. And if he takes these 3 yellows out and then misses the black, just one good snooker from the Irishman should see him win this frame.
Yeah, certainly that's what's in Mr. Furlong's mind.
Superb shot from Ben Vito. He's left himself bridging, but he should pot this black. A superb finish to hopefully get the Australians on the roll.
This is a big one.
Yes.
And in it goes, so it's Ben Vito pulling one back for Australia. And really, for my money, Alan, when he opened that black up and maintained position on the last yellow, that was the key ball.
Yes, it was. It looked very difficult for him.
And certainly worth another look again. Just have a look at this. He really couldn't have judged this shot any better. Absolutely perfect pace. Sonny Lister from Australia. He's going to be playing Paul Heaney, representing Ireland. 10-6 the scoreline, remember. Favoring Ireland, still the first team to get to 14. They'll be through to the final. And a date against the England team, the defenders.
He has just one difficult ball, and that's the yellow near the centre pocket. It's got to be played down into the bottom corner. If he gets that, this should be a simple clear-up. He's got a lot of options on which way to go for this clear-up. How fortunate that is. How the pendulum swings. One bad shot, and all of a sudden Australia have the ascendancy. He may well cut this red ball into the bottom corner and try and drop all the way up onto the red ball on the top cush. If he could get that one out of the way, well, he's going even simpler than that. Dropping the red in the middle and straight up onto this one.
Confirmation that Sonny Lister from Australia is at the table.
His confidence is no doubt high. He beat Greg Farron in his first frame. And he's had a good tournament in general. Only Mick Delahunty and Jack Halligan have won more frames for Australia. He should take these balls and close the gap.
Everything looks easy from the commentary position, doesn't it, Alan?
I cannot count how many times in the last session we've said that they should win the game from here, and they haven't. It's unbelievable. Our semi-final against France, the game seemed to go so quick. I suppose we never got into this pressure cooker situation.
Perfectly judged, just cannoning the red into a potable position, and now really no obvious obstructions.
This man's cueing very well. He'll probably choose to screw the red into the corner and go all the way down the table to put the red on the baulk line and leave the red ball over the middle. As soon as I've said that, he's gone the other way. This is amazing. That ball's ideal for the black. He must put the red in the top corner and screw down the table for the red on the baulk line.
30 seconds remaining.
Well, for some reason, Alan, he just doesn't fancy it.
All of a sudden, he's going to have to play a good shot to get on the black. How lucky that was. Another inch and he'd have thrown the game back to the Irish. As it is, he's got a straight screw back for the black.
And all Paul Heaney can do is sit and watch.
It looks like he feels he's got to bump into the yellow or go behind it. He didn't get into that ball. He felt he would kiss the yellow. I think he could have screwed past it. And now he's got a tough black ball. Very similar to the one missed by his compatriot in the last frame.
Big shot, this one. It's there. Australia takes it. Oh, well, isn't that something? There, the white had gone in off into the middle pocket, and that is a cruel, cruel twist of fate. Ben Vito from Australia, it's really down to him now. And the man he's got to stop is the man that is yet to win a frame here, surprisingly, for Ireland. It's Greg Ferrin. Last year's runner-up in the individual championship. A worthy opponent. And that's the task that faces the Australian.
How grateful Greg will be if the Irish team do get to the final, as looks certain now. Because as you say, he hasn't won a frame tonight. Ben spotted a red ball off the break, and I'm certain he'll choose red balls as well.
Come on. 30 seconds remaining. Playing red balls.
He's known as the Beastmaster, and he's taking lots of time. Australia can afford no more mistakes. They've got it all to do, and it starts with him.
He played to disturb the red from the yellow there. He didn't get contact. It's got to be all the more difficult to disturb later. That's not worked out for him at all. He's got to be looking to consolidate his position. He's going to have to play a good position and get coverage over one of the top two pockets. If he fails to do that, Greg Farron will have a chance to take the match for the Irish. And he's missed that, and he's given the chance to Farron.
And the Irish team can sense victory. Just look at them. They know they've got a man that they'd probably want at the table, looking to secure it as well.
It'll be interesting to see if Greg goes all out for the finish, or he takes a couple of balls out from the bottom of the table and then covers the top pocket where the red is. I have a feeling we might see Farron go for the clear up.
Well, he hasn't won a frame yet, but could the one that he wins have the most impact?
I believe you can take the yellow into the center and then the one up the side cushion and leave an angle onto the other yellow in the center to land on the yellow into the opposite corner and clear these balls up.
You described that, Alan. I think I'd like a road map.
Greg's just about to draw you one, Jim. It looks like he's just taking the one different option and maybe taking both the balls at the top first before playing the yellow in the middle. Either way, the ball in the middle looks the key to this frame.
Backs against the wall. No more mistakes allowed from Ben Vito.
He's took my first option, Jim. Yellow in the middle and screw onto the red. And it's good night, Eileen, for the Australians.
He's having a look at the last yellow and position on it, not a formality. The pace of the cue ball here, all important. He's got to find the gap.
He's found it. Which pocket for the black, Jim?
Well, obviously you can see the yellow because he's looking at the black. You're the expert in this game, Alan. Couple choices though, doesn't he?
He looks like he's screwing straight back. No. He's played a little run-through shot. He's leaving himself an awkward pot into the center of the pocket.
Awkward, given the fact that he may be bridging slightly over the red, and that made much more difficult because it's frame and match ball. It's there. You knew it was there before it went in. They told you. And it's Greg Farron taking the frame and with it the match. And a very, very happy Irish squad. We'll be seeing your squad in the final in the Embassy World Pool Team Championships. It's the defenders England versus the upstart Irish. First appearance in the finals
First frame,
for Team
England to
Ireland.
break.
And first off, it's going to be Jason Twist from England against Thomas Kinsella from Ireland. Jason Twist breaking off here, hoping to get his team off to the best start possible.
Open table.
And an open table as Thomas Kinsella starts to survey the situation. Looks as though the reds are going to be the favorite choice. Whatever color he takes first, that's the color he's going to be on.
Red balls in play.
And very early electing to try and develop the awkward black. Very important for Ireland to get off to a very good start here. In my mind, heavy underdogs. This English team has been dominant throughout the round-robin format, and in fact in the previous 2 years of the Embassy World Team Championships. That's a good positional shot from Thomas. And I'm happy to welcome into the commentary box with me himself, a team captain here with a team from France, Eric Lacaze. And Eric, this certainly the best possible start that Ireland could have got onto here.
Good morning, Jim. Yes, it is. And I think that Tony is going for the clearance here. Yes, nice shot.
Still, the only awkward ball is going to be that last black. From the last red to the last black might well be the key shot.
No, the problem is to get a good position for the black ball is just near the cushion down the table. Oh, he made a security shot. This kind of player, you know, are really playing for their team, not for themselves. Just to be 1 point ahead of the English team.
And the pressure of a country on your shoulders. Well, he certainly laid it down now.
Yellow balls to play.
He's not happy with himself, but with that black over the top right corner, Jason Twist can afford no mistakes. They call him the Tornado. His aggressive style of play has earned him many supporters. Well, if he's under pressure, Eric, he sure doesn't look like it.
No, he's a really good player. You don't feel easily the pressure, even when you can have it.
He's making this look routine. Last yellow and the black. And a great performance from Jason Twist. Almost certain England to take a 1-0 lead. And they do. And a very relieved Jason Twist. A great clearance under pressure. So it's England off the mark in this best of 27 Embassy World Team Final. Stacey Fine from England and Pat Furlong from Ireland. Breaking off. They're really starting to stamp their authority on this match now. Yellow ball has gone down, Eric, so an open table.
In France, Stacey got a
That's
nickname.
nominated.
Everybody call him the clearance man. And I tell you, he's going to clear, I think, the red ball. He's got quite an easy cover, but he's so good in putting, so brilliant.
Red ball's in play.
The reds looking very inviting. The black wide open. Stacey Vine looking full value here. And his opponent, Pat Furlong, is wondering if he's even going to get a chance to chalk his cue. And as you said, Eric, the clearance man looking to complete that right here.
Yes, when he's on the table and when you look at his face, his comportment, he's so calm and he always plays right shots with the right strands. I just need to get a position on the black and it will be over.
And this might well be one of the quickest frames in this final so far. Stacey Vine broke, and he has never let his opponent come to the table. A dominant performance, and now the black to complete it. In it goes, and Stacey Vine furthering England's chances to retain this championship. They now lead 8 frames to 3 over Ireland.
Frame 18, Ireland to break, trailing 11 frames to 6.
So it's up to Derek Smith from Ireland. He's got to keep the ball rolling. Certainly they've got the momentum right now, and he's going to be facing the UK number 2, Lee Kendall.
Lee's a fantastic player. I've known Lee since 1992 when he first visited Australia with the English team in Perth. And we marvelled at his genius in that particular visit, and he's just such a consistent player. Young Derek's also a very good player. He's one of the younger Irishmen, and
Yellow ball potted.
Tends to feel the pressure a little bit at his age, but at my age I do too.
Yellow's in play.
But he is an excellent player with huge potential for the future.
Well, he's got one off the break, so it's an open table. And he's opting for the yellows. So young Derek Smith carrying the Irish flag right now. And he'll want to hoist it high.
Well, there's a reasonable chance here, Jim, and they've won the last 2. If they could take this frame, they really would get a bit of momentum up, I think. That'd be a real chance.
And the English team starting to feel it slip slightly. Still a comfortable lead, though. 5 frames in front at 11-6. But they don't want to be pressured.
The other thing is the next 2 frames, Tony Holgate and Greg Farron, 2 of the great players of Irish pool are coming in. If Ireland could sneak this frame, there'd be a real chance of getting back in this.
That was Greg Farron, eagerly awaiting his next visit. But right now, you're looking at the youngster from Ireland, Derek Smith. And he seems to be doing the business out there.
A lot of pressure on young Derek here, but he seems to be handling it very well. Jim, he's got a relatively simple yellow in the middle, run through, get back in the next one. It's a difficult black though.
It's always going to be the danger ball, the black.
Well, he's given himself a chance, Jim, and that's all you can hope for, isn't it? I think that poor Irishman in the background is going to be in hospital by the time this is finished.
Tremendous pot, and just look at the Irish side. They know they're back in it. 3 on the spin, 11-7 to England, and all to play for in this best of 27 Embassy World Team Final. It's Greg to break off. Can't afford Mick to lose any more frames. They don't want to put England on the hill.
No.
Yellow ball.
Ireland must win about 5 or 6 frames in a row here to have any chance. Really, Greg's such a great player. He must come to the fore here for Ireland's sake. He's potted a yellow off the break, and he has some chance of clearing the table, but it is not easy, that's for sure. But he is a great player, and like you said, Jim, they're in a lot of strife if they lose any more frames.
He's gone for the yellows. Thomas Kinsella, one of the Irish team members, very focused as he watches.
Once again, though, Jimmy's had no luck. The second yellow seems to have sat on top of the black, so he has to knock it out again now. Instead of just having an easy finish, he's got a very difficult yellow that has to be moved.
Seconds remain.
Just like he heard you, right away he went after it. And now he's given Ireland a chance in this one. And you know, Greg is such a good player, you could hardly believe that he would have a losing record in this championship. He's played 20 frames, and he's only won 9 of them.
Yes, it's amazing, isn't it, Jim? Runner-up in last year's World Singles title, and played superb pool in that. It was fantastic to witness how well he played. Rob McKenna was a superb winner, but Greg was a great loser as well. And it was an honour to be here to watch these great players, but certainly Greg hasn't performed as he can in this tournament.
And definitely a testament, as you said earlier, to how high the standard of play is at this championship this year.
He really should finish here, Jim, and well, I know every Irish heart's with him, but it's just if he doesn't finish here, then they cannot possibly win.
Well, the black certainly not as well placed as it could be for Greg Farron right now. He's got to make sure to try and leave himself an angle on the last yellow. And he's done just that. Perfect angle on this yellow now to be able to roll through onto the black. And hasn't he made it look easy?
That's what great players do, isn't it, Jim? When they're in form, they do make it easy.
It's there. Ireland still alive and fighting. 12 frames to 8, they trail England, and they're making a royal battle out of it. It's a race to 14 for the Embassy World Team Championship. And it's all about position in this game. It was imperative for Greg Farron to leave an angle on that last yellow because the black was only available to the bottom left.
Frame 24, Ireland to break, trailing 13 frames to 10.
Chris Littler against Derek Smith. Experienced. The English side. Youthful exuberance now representing Ireland. 2 reds have gone in. It's still an open table.
Red ball spotted.
And it'll be Derek's choice of color.
Although he's potted 2 reds, I'd be very surprised if he doesn't take the yellows. He
Yellow
may have to pot 10 balls to win this frame. Jim? The yellows are all sitting up very nicely.
Yellow balls in play.
Derek Smith fighting now to avoid being the last man to play. Their backs are against the wall. A possible 4 left to play, and Ireland need them all if they're going to hoist the Embassy World Team Championship trophy.
Time out.
Derek's just asking for the jigger, I think. He had a big stretch, or no, his cue's gone apart.
This is almost like a football match. You can call a timeout, can you? Injury time. Equipment repair. Still on the yellow to the right-hand center.
He's looking a little bit iffy here, Jim. Notice he's made this a lot harder than it might have been. I think the pressure is enormous, of course, and Derek's only a young boy. That's a good shot. He's given himself some chance still. The black he potted in the last round was enormous, so let's hope he can do it again.
Yes, I remember a tremendous clearance by him. He's got a nice angle on this yellow, Mick, to take the white over to attack the other awkward yellow.
Just has to have a little bit of luck with the kiss, I think. So even if he potted the yellow, he was going to have strife with the other one. So just had to have a little bit of luck there. Rushed it a bit, I think.
Early nerves from such a young competitor. Chris Littler now in to try and dash the Irish hopes. Purposely trying to develop that awkward red, and he hasn't landed on one. But his teammates hoping that this is going to be the last match. They can sense victory. You can see it in their eyes.
Chris has actually left Derek half a chance to cover this pocket. I don't really think he's got any chance of going game here, but he'd like to be able to throw that yellow back in front of the pocket here and give himself some chance of still being alive.
Got to be careful not to foul that red under his waistcoat. Well, if If he's trying to leave it over the middle, Mick, pretty good pace.
It's certainly a different option to what I was looking at, Jim, but excellent shot, really. He's left his opponent no starting ball and very hard safety because he has left the yellow in the middle of the table. Excellent thinking shot from Derek and giving himself some chance again in this frame.
The experience of Chris Littler finding the solution.
Seconds remaining.
Tony Holgate watching, waiting, and wondering, I'm sure, if his man Derek Smith can keep Ireland in it.
Derek's played a great shot there, giving himself once again a hope of staying alive in this game. At the same time, Chris can play this bottom red, get on the one on the side rail and play it back up the top off that yellow. Would need to play it very well though. Giving himself a great chance, hasn't he?
This is half a chance for the Irish side. If he can knock in this difficult yellow, he can finish on the other one, but the black, menacingly tough.
Very unlucky. Gave himself some chance. He could have played that yellow, maybe come off the side left-hand cushion back onto the black over the other side. The yellow failed to drop.
Terrific pot. Might well be the beginning of the end.
Certainly a fantastic shot from Chris. Giving himself a real chance now of finishing this match and being the hero for England. I don't think I'll open my mouth again, Jim.
Young Derek Smith. He wants that yellow over the pocket. He wants position on the loose yellow. And from it, position onto the final black. No room for error now.
No room for error, but what an amazing turnaround. Jim, 1 second ago we were looking at the match being all over, and all of a sudden we're looking maybe at a scoreline of 13-11 again.
All the pressure of a country on this black. They need it to stay alive. 13-10 they trail. It's there. 13-11. They're still alive. A great performance from Derek Smith under the extremest of conditions. And a terrific yellow. He knew that he couldn't miss, or they were out, and he knew that he was going to finish on the black. And he did, got the black, and pulled another one back. The Irish team, lots to think about, and they're very jovial. Possibly they sense a comeback of epic proportions.
Yellow ball potted.
13-11 they trail. Race to 14. What a final this has been. It's given it all. High drama, terrific potting, tactical play. What more could it offer? Daz Ward, he's the one that wants to end it. They call him Dazzling. And sometimes his play sparkles. A very consistent performer, and the English team want him to put the trophy back in their hands.
Yellow ball's in play.
30 seconds remaining.
Reds to play.
Now Ireland a real chance. Red in the centre onto the other hard red into the centre, and then everything's reasonably easy, or open anyway. I wouldn't say easy under this sort of pressure. But certainly a real chance for Ireland here. Great shot first up onto the difficult red.
Matt Stevenson. He wants to do it. As you said, Mick, extreme pressure out there. But you don't get to be an international unless you can play.
There's no question of that, Jim, and this boy can play. He's had quite a reasonable tournament, and it's very hard playing for your country, different to playing for yourself. You play for yourself in a singles tournament, and the pressure really isn't as intense, because if you lose, you're only letting yourself down. If you lose for your country, you're letting your mates down, your whole country down, and I know how it feels out there. It can be difficult, but the thrill of winning something like this is enormous. So let's hope that they play well.
He won his first frame. He lost his second. This is the third one. And he's overrun the position that he intended.
May still be on that red in the centre, Jim, but it's a lot more difficult now. He's certainly on it, but he has to pot it, and then the one down near the black and get up for that top one again. So he has to
30 seconds
do
remaining.
repeat work again by the looks of it.
Foul, 2 visits.
He certainly didn't listen to me. I quite honestly don't know what he was trying to do there, but it's given England a real chance of winning this match, hasn't it?
He's a terrific potter, Daz Ward. And everyone on the Irish side very familiar with his ability.
I think they know, Jim, that unless something terribly drastic happens here, that this is all over right now.
Well, we expected Chris Littler to finish it in the last one. He didn't. I'm not going to open my mouth anymore. I've learned my lesson.
What are you saying, Jim?
Stranger things have happened in smaller towns. think they're starting to sense victory. Remember, he's still got a second visit in hand. I have a feeling he's just going to bump this out over the center, Mick. And if he does it and does it well, I fear the worst for Ireland.
Yes, the way Daz has been playing, it's very difficult to see him not going game here. As you say, stranger things have happened, but I think she's all over.
They know it. This yellow, just screw over to get a little closer to the loose black. When this goes in, you'll hear a tumultuous cheer. There it is, and Daz Ward has done it for England. And every year since its inception, the English side has retained the Embassy World Team Championship. A fantastic performance and a terrific performance by the losing finalists Ireland. A great battle and a great match. England wins it 14 frames to 11.